Hi, my name's Rowan. I am 40 years old. I am a mum of two boys, aged 10 and 13. I am a scientist and business leader and an avid horse rider. And at age 38, in April 2022, I received the diagnosis that I had a brain tumour. It all started with a migraine which woke me from my sleep, a slight visual disturbance, and a sense that something was simply not right in my head. I called 111, they told me to go to my local A&E, and I was then transported via ambulance to Leeds General Infirmary to undertake more tests. I was absolutely devastated. I initially believed that my life was over, that I might not be able to be there to see my children grow up. My mind was spinning, blaming myself, thinking that I had done something to cause this. I spent a lot of time crying for my family, for myself, and then managed to somehow turn that mindset around into a determination to succeed and to beat this. I spent that 1 week in hospital, having MRI scans and visual tests, given that my vision was the main thing at risk here. And then I was sent home for 2 weeks to prepare for ultimately what was the unknown in terms of a full diagnosis of the type of tumour, and also for the surgery and the plan of action to try to get this out. The surgery was by far the biggest challenge I have ever faced in my life. But I can't say I experienced any pain per se. It was more an intense amount of fear, a fear of what would be the outcome, a fear of whether I would still be the same person after the removal of the tumour. Bizarrely, I started to wonder maybe this tumour was part of who I am, given that they believed it had been growing for 15 to 20 years. But after the surgery, I had to wait for 2 weeks to get the full diagnosis, and I'm pleased to say that it was confirmed that it was a grade 1 non-malignant meningioma. I experienced a lot of pressure in my head after the surgery, a lot of swelling, a lot of numbness, and a lot of weird sounds and sensations. Only I can imagine what it's like being a newborn baby. It's like a sensory overload. Unfortunately, I did have an infection that was diagnosed about 8 weeks after the surgery, which meant that I had to have a repeat craniotomy to wash the infection out, and then spent a month on IV antibiotics in hospital. It felt like a massive setback, but ultimately, after that second surgery, I really did feel like there was a chance to get back to myself and to really get going with a path to recovery. The treatment has been a success so far. I am left with some cranial damage, nerve damage on the right hand side of my face, which means that it doesn't feel normal. I've got lots of lumps and bumps and screw lumps in my head, and I'm probably always going to be petrified of something or someone hitting me in the head for the rest of my life. The whole process was a real test of resilience, not only for me, but arguably more so for my immediate family, friends, and colleagues. And my two sons were so incredibly brave throughout the ordeal, and whilst experiencing something that no child should ever have to go through, they've demonstrated incredible resilience, kindness, and a maturity way beyond their years, and I'm so proud of them. I've been back working full time since January 2023, and I started riding my horse again a mere 2 months after the second surgery, and I'm back out competing again. None of this would be possible without the support of my parents, my sisters, my partner, my children, friends and family. And I'm more determined than ever to live life to its fullest. And leaning on mindfulness and meditation a lot, I have learned to be much more kind to myself, and I respect a healthier balance between work and life than I ever did before. But I wouldn't recommend an experience like a brain tumour to be the thing that motivates anyone to do this. Brains Trust have been fantastic throughout my experience, from receiving a brain box when I was diagnosed, which contained as much information as anyone could need to help me through the journey. Lots of online support groups and sessions and webinars, not just for me, but for any family who wanted to join those. Online advice, social media updates, and know that together we can and we will beat